Alright, and welcome back to the final round of Foundation's Plane Chase Mega Draft.
Woo!
We've had some wonderful brawl games so far, and the finals will be no different. We have Evan, who we saw win in round 2 with Black-Red, Garnet as his lead, versus Matthias, who's red-blue, who will assumedly lead with Balmore.
Yeah, those are some pretty strong commanders to be bringing.
I think this is going to get very aggressive and be very close, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I wonder if Evan doesn't have to shift into being a more controlling deck.
Yeah, I agree. It's very unclear who's the beatdown in this. It probably depends on who goes first.
Yeah.
Obviously the hand, but I think
Well, Balmar is
typically
just so
Evan would be.
inherently aggressive.
Yeah, I think inherently the Black-Red would be more controlling at the end of the day. Both have a lot of red burn spells, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, that being said, we have a hand here with 2 removals and a bounce. Possibly 3 removal if you count the Vantress Transmuter as removing.
Sure.
It curses, gives the curse aura.
Evan kept a hand of 2 lands. The Servant at knife point, Sweet Tooth Witch, Rakdos joins up, Skewer the Critics, and Puncturing Blow. How's Matthias looking?
Yeah, it's towards the tower. Lightning Strike, Big Fin Bouncer, Vantress Transmuter, Flick a Coin, which is also pseudo removal, and an Acquisition Octopus was just drawn. So presumably holding up removal here against the Stinger, Servant of the Stinger. Stinger is an interesting card.
Agreed. Evan missing his land drop, getting Stingblade Assassin. He had the option to cast Skewer the Critics, but obviously his only target was face.
Did he have a crime that he could have committed there with the Servant? Or
not pre-combat. The Skewer only came online after. But with the 3rd land, the hand opens up. Looks like he's going to play his creature. He was eyeing at knife point. And now he can hard cast Skewer. He'll really be looking to draw red here.
We get to see Balmar go to town here.
Oof. I don't know if you should save it for when Balmar can attack, but I imagine it could be eating removal here. Having drawn Thunder Salvo for turn, so all Evan has is removal and at knife point to play. Doesn't go for the Balmor. I think that's probably fair.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be recast immediately.
Being 2 mana is so brutal. Evan drew Soul Tender for turn. Almost snap played it and then decided it was too risky against Balmor, who probably has way more interaction. Doesn't want to let the Brigard hit. Matthias with all the creatures.
Yeah, we've got still the Transmuter. Now we've got a Blade Kenra and a Big Fin Bouncer still waiting for a creature to bounce.
Wow.
I think it's over.
Yeah, Evan drawing a 3rd swamp and not the 2nd mountain that he needs for his Puncturing Blow. And he drew a Stingblade Assassin, which is also not super useful here. Okay.
We're holding up Supreme Will off the top.
Oh, he did get the mountain, but he is just going to get countered here. Rakdos joins up has been made available, but I think it's probably too late. Do you remember who went first in this match?
I think Evan was on the play, right?
Okay, I think so. Wonder how much Evan will change his deck and game plan based on this game.
Notably, we also have a flick the coin available.
Jeez.
Which may get fired off in or before combat. Yep. I mean, I do think you've got to be the beatdown with this Balmore in charge.
Agreed. I think all that deck knows how to do is beat down. And it would have been tough even for Emmett's multiple malfunction effects with all these X3s.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, the good news for Evan is that's the only time he needs to face down Balmore.
Right. I don't think Matthias took or saw a Balmore in the actual draft, so it will not come up, unlike Evan's Garna and his Lagomos deck. Matthias will be using the other red-blue uncommon commander, so we'll rely more heavily on the deck to be aggressive. So I suspect
I'm just taking a look now at the
slightly
other
slower
commander.
games. Which is the other commander?
So it's Najal, the Storm Runner. It's
Mm-hmm.
a 5-drop, so quite
yes.
a different
Mm-hmm.
zone. You can cast sorceries as though they had flash. And if you pay 2 on an attack, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, you copy it. And choose different targets for the copy.
I have to imagine it gets played very rarely from the command zone.
Yeah. So I'm seeing a lot of instants and sorceries.
It's true.
Deck. I'm not sure how the deck compares.
Yeah,
Unlike Evan, we didn't see a straight swapping in of the commander.
Yep, he's doing the same right now. I would love to know if Matthias made significant changes between his two decks, given the very different commanders.
Well, both still pay off
Spells?
but yeah, pretty different pace you would expect. Najal has a lot more control.
Right.
I think we've locked in the deck on this side, just waiting for the challenge.
Evan has switched his commanders, but is really debating what swaps he wants to make. He's taken out the pick and brought in a Steel Crusher. A gorilla that can get rid of artifacts.
Yes.
Notably, he does have his own malicious malfunction in the deck. Even though I think it kills a lot of his stuff too. That's, alright if you have Garna on the field, of course.
The most I've seen that card cast, I think.
I agree. I don't think it was all that good in its own set.
We're 10 minutes into the round. Lotta has finished in last place overall. We got the breaking news.
Dang. Evan has brought in 2 1-drops. Izumi Linkbreaker and Harrowed Spearguard. Assumedly wanting aggro defense. Or maybe to just be the aggro on while going first for sure. Interestingly, he is going for Rowan for this game, even though he could still be playing Garna. Assumedly because he thinks if he can't win with Rowan, there's no point in getting the 1 win with Garna. Would be my guess.
Yeah, you may have a preference for one or the other on the play as well.
Right, yeah. Agreed.
Since he'll be on the draw if he survives.
Mm-hmm. Great
in the
point.
final.
I've been putting in a third 1-drop, Ember Hearth Veteran. Taking out a Soul Tender. Different 3-drop I didn't see.
I suppose getting your Soul Tender coin flicked is probably enough to
Yeah, put you off
put you
it.
off it for a bit. Well, game 1 was probably the fastest game we've seen on stream today. We've had some real battles. I think it really will come down to whether Evan's build is able to pivot into being the more controlling build.
Agreed. Certainly seems like that's what's gonna matter. He had a hand with it was pretty good, but only had 3 swamps. Mulliganed into a hand with 3 lands, a 1-drop, a 2-drop, Open Fire, Goblin Surprise, Stingblade Assassin. So
Does not seem like Evan has gone full control.
no, he's absolutely become the aggressor for going first. I assume he will change dramatically if there's a game 3. He's just getting the Rowan out.
So we have over here a few cards with little bonuses on them, like the Transmuter, which never got played actually in the first game, despite being in the opener. We've got the E2 Amplifier, which has a kicker. We have 3 Steps Ahead, which has the OTJ version of kicker on it.
Right.
And then we also have a Fire Spitter Whelp and This Town Ain't Big Enough, as well as 2 lands left to go down. Now only 1 left to go down. So quite a lot of interaction available. The deck seems just very solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we were looking at the draft log, it seemed like everything a red-blue deck wanted to be. Probably
Yep.
Evan will be hitting this with the Stingblade Assassin.
Ooh, that's beautiful there.
So
That's exactly what you want.
his very aggressive going first plan looking pretty good here if he can keep up the pressure. He's got Link Breaker, a Suzuxan Smelter in hand from Neo, and Open Fire.
So we're considering casting the Amplifier. Matthias will probably bounce the token, I'm guessing.
I have to
Just
imagine.
do whatever you can to slow the pressure here.
Agreed. Minecart Daredevil for turn, pretty great.
Yeah, I suppose that allows him to kill the Amplifier here.
The upgraded guy from Pioneer Masters. The 2-drop that buffs and then becomes a guy.
Well, the aggressive strategy seems to be working pretty well on the play for Evan.
Mm-hmm. He's hit 4-land stop, the dream for the aggressive deck.
Yeah, this is not the defensive creature you want to see.
Nope.
Although, with some interaction available, could do some damage, but
Evan has drawn a rat out for turn. Will look very good here as well.
It does look great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think Matthias has much choice in the matter. I think he's got to do what he can to stop damage, but quite good draws from Evan's side.
Yep. Well, I suspect we're going to see this town. Yeah, bounce his own and
Mm-hmm.
the 3/1.
Fair enough.
3/1 is kind of difficult to bounce on this board.
Yeah, because anything you play, if it blocks, is in trouble. You could trade it with the smelter for the most value, but yeah, the strider, if it tries to eat anything, is gonna have problems.
And it has to. It's something you can't
Yeah,
no block it.
Evan's got open fire in hand, so can't really afford to be taking the damage. Oh, interesting. Evan going for the open fire here on the strider and not the assassin. I think I probably would want the assassin on the field. Oh no, he couldn't pay the ward.
I was going to say the ward
Yeah,
would stop
alright.
it.
Nope.
Would counter the ability.
That's how he's gotta do it. Oh, looks like Matthias got that land no one
Oh.
wanted.
We just picked up a trick shot.
Oh, that's big.
That's huge.
And then the only swamp and assassin left in hand.
The tiny tricks keep coming here.
Mm-hmm.
1/1. Could have cast the commander there, holding up instead 3 steps ahead,
Oh.
which can do.
Evan has drawn a
spell.
Cranko for turn. So I imagine whichever gets played. Yeah. Sorry, please.
I was going to say, I expect we'll see the fairy cast and countered, and 2 cards drawn with 3 steps ahead.
I have to
One
imagine
left
so.
Also worth noting that Matthias has the 3/3 land, which can be turned permanently into a land.
Yep, into the creature. We saw that one go around the table.
Yes.
Looks good here for sure.
Flick a Coin is back.
Oh, brutal.
This would be quite the attempt at stabilizing if successful.
These are the draws Matthias needed. Assuming he's gonna hold up to animate his land instead of playing his commander. Just a swamp for Evan, so I imagine Cranko's gonna come down. Can't really swing with Rowan. I mean, he could. If it gets blocked, he can replay it. Just not this turn.
You want it to die here,
I think Matthias would probably be right to just take the 1 damage.
It's worth noting that Matthias is holding up misleading moats. Which can bounce the Cranko.
That is going to be a problem. Evan not opting to swing here. Does keep Cranko on top. Woo.
And 2 drawn off this Mystic, which was top decked.
These draws. Matthias' deck loves him.
Yeah, he drew into Prickly Pear and Spring Splash.
Pretty good.
I see Rowan still has the tap ability showing, so must not have lost abilities.
Yes, and it still has Menace, notably.
True.
Yes, I believe it's just the one from Woe where it becomes a 1/1, but keeps abilities.
This is the first time Rowan has that.
Indeed.
And we have a Rebuke. A winds of Rebuke.
That's gonna be pretty good here.
pinging is really adding up as well.
Absolutely. This is a ton of damage coming at Evan this turn.
And the commander is in.
Yeah, just playing a creature is not going to go over well here. And that's a swamp for turn.
This would be Matthias's first league win.
And it looks to be the case. Congratulations. Very happy for him and his beautiful red-blue deck. Very impressive comeback in that game. Very, very impressive. Everyone be sure to congratulate him.